Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would like to officially welcome you to the final presentations and award ceremony of Asia Pacific Environmental Innovation Challenge. This event is part of the fourth Forum of Ministers and Environment Authorities of Asia Pacific. Today's program will be all about the three teams' final presentations. But before we get there, we will hear from our esteemed guests who we are honored to have here with us today. Asia Pacific Environmental Innovation Challenge has been a fascinating 8-week journey for 24 participants of various nationalities and backgrounds. This has been a real celebration of teamwork, where participants work together to find solutions to real environmental issues of the Asia-Pacific region. Through this program, we learn to create impact through entrepreneurship and to create entrepreneurial projects through the passion for impact. But most importantly, despite it being online, despite COVID, despite not being able to meet each other in person until today, we had a lot of fun. I will cherish our little dance parties as well as our meditation sessions. I really will. But first, let us hear from our esteemed guests. I would like to welcome on the stage Mr. Ha-Joon Park, the President of National Institute of Environmental Human Resources Development. Let's give him a round of applause.
네, 안녕하세요. 오늘 아태 청년 혁신 챌린지 시상식에 참석하신 참가자 여러분, 이영수 한국환경연구원 부원장님, 박천규 UN 지속가능발전센터 원장님, 그리고 베트남 대사관에서 오신 비엣 1등 서기관님, 모두 반갑습니다. 지난 7월부터 시작된 아태 환경혁신 챌린지를 성황리에 끝내게 되어 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. 지금 인류는 전례 없는 기후 위기를 마주하고 있습니다. 역사상 가장 긴 장마와 폭우, 기록적인 한파와 폭설, 극심한 가뭄과 초대형 산불 등 급격한 기후 변화가 이제 우리의 일상은 물론이고 미래 세대의 생존권마저 위협하고 있습니다. 이제 기후 위기는 국경을 넘어 전 세계적인 화두가 되었고, 한국 정부도 작년 10월 2050년 탄소 중립을 선언한 이후에 탄소 중립의 비전과 이행 체계를 마련하는 탄소 중립 기본법을 마련한 바 있습니다. 국제 사회의 기후 위기 극복 노력에 우리 정부는 적극적으로 동참할 계획입니다. 이러한 기후 대응 행동에 전 세계의 청년들의 역할은 매우 중요하며 이 자리에 계신 여러분들이 그 선두에 서신 분들이라고 할 수 있습니다. 한국을 비롯하여 인도네시아, 베트남, 필리핀, 중국, 말레이시아, 방글라데시, 인도에 이르기까지 국경을 초월하며 아태 지역의 환경 문제를 해결하기 위해 머리를 맞대고 치열하게 고민했을 참가자 여러분들의 열정에 박수를 보냅니다. 이번 아태 환경 혁신 챌린지는 우리가 당면한 환경 문제를 포용과 연대를 통해 대응할 수 있다는 것을 보여주었습니다. 기후 위기는 더 이상 한 국가, 저희 인류만의 문제가 아닙니다. 세대와 세대, 지구와 인류가 하나로 연결되어 있다는 사실을 기억하고 연대의 손을 맞잡아야 합니다. 이번 챌린지를 계기로 앞으로도 아태 지역 청년들이 더욱 끈끈한 파트너십을 구축하고 미래 세대를 이끌어갈 사회적 혁신가로 성장할 수 있기를 기대합니다. 오늘 상을 받게 된 참석자 여러분들에게 다시 한번 축하의 인사를 전합니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's not only important that the governments work together to on the environmental issues and to achieve all the environmental goals, but really the youth of today has to work together to solve the environmental issues for the generations of the future. So thank you for this very, very important message that I think should resonate with all of us here today and tomorrow. Next, let's welcome Yongsoo Lee, Vice President of Korea Environmental Institute. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yongsoo Lee, Vice President of Korea Environment Institute. It's a great honor for me to be here with all of you and to have a congratulatory remarks on behalf of KEI. Greetings to all the participants to the Asia Pacific Environmental Innovation Challenges, co-hosted by KEI and the Ministry of Environment in collaboration with the Bridge International. First of all, I would like to congratulate all students who participated to this challenge and took their valuable time throughout the program. I heard that the 8 weeks of lectures, exercises, discussions, and the various forms of communications were extremely active and passionate. I hope this vivid atmosphere that has been created, the bonding relationships and networks among the participants, and most importantly, your enthusiasm and willingness to work together to find a solution for our environmental issues remain as invaluable memory for all the participants. Now, as for the 3 teams here today, Team 1, Green Booster for the planet, where? Team 2, the Conservers, and Team 3, Indoor X Plus, am I right? I think they already deserve a big round of applause for reaching to this final stage and today's award ceremony. Let's give a big applause to them. You are all winners already for your hard work and dedication. As the leading environmental think tank in Korea, KEI has been active on researching for the various environmental challenges presented by the increasingly complex global society. I am personally extremely excited to hear the different environmental issues and your ideas on how we can work together to solve them. I hope this challenge provides the platform for students of Asia Pacific to connect and cooperate with the various partners for a greener and carbon neutral society. Lastly, I would like to encourage your teams and members to continue to show their ambitious perspectives on our environmental challenges and further transcend the limits of international borders to promote innovative solutions for our global sustainability. I wish our teams best of luck for today's final round and more importantly, for your success throughout your career. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Vice President. The message that I keep on hearing, that keeps on resonating here, is how important it is for the global youth from youth from around the world to take initiative and find solutions for environmental issues that we are suffering from. And really, the future, well, it's not us being pompous. Really, the future is in your hands right now, and it's up to you to really change it. And with that, I kind of want to spin way into whatever happens next. We will now have a much awaited keynote speech about how you, the youth of today, is tackling environmental challenges in Asia Pacific. And so I would like to welcome on stage Chongyu Park, the head of office of United Nations Office for Sustainable Development. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chongyu Park, head of the UN OASD. OASD is, one of the office of the DESA, UN DESA, headquartered in New York. I'm very happy to meet you all, especially the young and talented person, because our organization was established in 2011. Sorry, 2011. And then, okay, let's start. I'm sorry because of the foggy on my glass. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Very good introduction to me. And Mr. Ha-Joon Park, it's good to see you. And Young Lee, good to see you. We are the former colleagues when I worked for the Ministry of Environment. And Mr. Mai Tuan Viet, First Secretary of Embassy in Korea, Embassy for Peter in Korea, and distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to deliver a keynote speech regarding on the youth's role about the SDGs. You know the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. First of all, I would like to express my huge congratulations to all of the participants, especially the competing teams for the achievements in the Asia Pacific Environment Innovation Challenge event. I was informed that your collaborative efforts have been of great value and they will be happily demonstrated in the final presentation. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to my former organization, Ministry of Environment and National Institute of Environment, Human Resource Development, and also KEI, Korea Environment Institute, for organizing this event, which offers a valuable chance to the Asia Pacific students for building a strong climate action network. The current COVID-19 pandemic, which that we are facing now, is very, very, serious. Not only in its tremendous impacts, but also in its complicated implications. It is a very costly example to show how much humans and nature are closely interconnected. To make matters worse, climate change makes people more vulnerable to disease. As climate crosses over the tipping point and weather patterns shift, disease travels further and faster. For example, the number of people who got malaria will be 1.95 billion in 2050, which means that 200 million more people are unnecessarily suffered by malaria. This data came from the United Nations Prevention versus Cure, the Climate and Health Agendas that was published 24 September this year. Deforestation and land consumption destroy our natural purpose against emerging and infectious diseases. To change our land use patterns for farming and building new cities account for 30% of contagious disease. At the same time, we are losing 25 to 50% of pharmaceutical products that come from genetic resources due to deforestation. Moreover, loss of biodiversity increased the risk of disease pandemics such as COVID-19. habitat fragmentation exacerbates the situation by causing wildlife to increasingly contact humans. Unfortunately, the current situation in Asia Pacific region is not very bright. We have lots of evidence that we need to significantly accelerate our progress toward achieving the 2030 ambitions. The current trends of depleting involved resource must be reversed. The share of renewable energy in total final energy consumption in Asia and Pacific has dropped from 23% in 2000 to 16% in 2016, which is one of the lowest figures among others. In 2018, at least 24 million people in the region were affected by natural disasters. In addition, the Asia Pacific region takes up half of the world's total greenhouse gas emissions, and the number has doubled since 2000. Without restoring our relationship with the nature, the damage we have inflicted on the planet will return to us at a very costly price, like the COVID-19 pandemic. In order to take transformative steps, which are urgently needed to shift the world onto a sustainable and resilient path, the United Nations introduced a 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in 2015, with a list of 17, on your right side, you can see the 17 SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, that tackle the most urgent global challenges, such as SDG 1 tackles the poverty issue, SDG 2 is the hunger issue, SDG 3 is education, blah, blah, blah. SDG 6 is climate, water and sanitation, SDG 7, energy, SDG, blah, blah, 2017. All of them are very challenging issues that our human being faces. And then also, these SDGs calls for all sectors of society to tackle unanimously. At the heart of the 2030 Agenda are 5 critical dimensions that are people, prosperity, planning, peace, and partnership, also known as the 5 Ps. Our planet is the home to all lives. It is our sole responsibility to protect the planet from degradation so that it can support the needs of the present and future generations. Specifically, SDGs 6, 12, 13, 14, and 15 are the challenges that our planet is facing around the world. SDG 6 ascribes management of water and sanitation for all to ensure access to clean and safe water for all. Management of water is critical in saving the planet, as all life requires water for survival. SDG 12 asserts appropriate and proportional consumption and production for ensuring sustainable development. Not only can change in consumption production patterns help to promote the decoupling of economic growth and environmental well-being from resource use and environmental impact, but they can also trigger the transformations envisaged in global commitments such as the International Convention on Climate Change and Biodiversity. SDG 13 demands urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. Climate change presents the single biggest threat to development, and it would make the achievement of many other goals less likely. The global nature of climate change calls for international cooperation, broad and very close international cooperation in building resilience and adaptive capacity to its adverse effects, developing sustained low carbon pathways to the future, and accelerating the reduction of global greenhouse gas emissions. And SDG 14 intends to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. Oceans provide livelihoods and tourism benefits as well as subsistence and income. Yet, marine resources are extremely vulnerable to environmental degradation, overfishing, and climate change. The sustainable use and preservation of marine and coastal ecosystems and their biological diversity is essential to achieve the 2030 agenda. SDG 15 aims to preserve diverse forms of life on land. Deforestation, land degradation, continued biodiversity loss, and ongoing degradation of ecosystems are having profound consequences for human well-being and its survival. But the most important aspect of the SDG is that each goal does not serve as an independent unit, but it is like indispensable piece in a big and complex puzzle that makes the complete picture in combination. Comprehensive understanding of the SDGs as a whole will not only help us to better understanding the goals, SDG goals, but also help us get closer to the achievement of the 2030 agenda. Now, the active engagement of the youth in sustainable development efforts is of great importance. Today, there are 1.2 billion young people aged 15 to 24 years, accounting for 16% of global population. Apart from being more beneficiaries of the 2030 agenda, young people have been active architects in its development and continue to be engaged in the frameworks and processes that support its implementation, follow, and review. The urgency of the decade of action demands youth's great participation and leadership to generate an unstoppable movement for the required transformation towards 2030 agenda and SDGs. There are specific roles that are expected from the users for accelerating the SDGs implementations. First of all, be critical thinkers. Users have the capacity to identify and challenge existing power structures and barriers to change, and to expose contradictions and biases. Secondly, be change makers. Young people also have the power to act and mobilize others. Youth activism is on the rise over time, boosted by broader connectivity and access to social media. Third, be innovators. In addition to bringing fresh perspectives, young people often have direct knowledge of and insights into issues that are not accessible to others. Youth best understand the problems they face and can offer new ideas and alternative solutions. Fourth, be communicators. Young people can be partners to communicating to the development agenda to their peers and communities at the local level as well as across countries and regions. Lastly, be leaders. When young people are empowered with the knowledge of their rights and equipped with leadership skills, they can drive change in their communities and countries. Youth-led organizations and networks, in particular, should be supported and strengthened because they contribute to the development of civic leadership skills among young people, especially marginalized youths. Our office, United Nations Office for Sustainable Development, recognize importance of the role of the young generations for the achievement of the SDGs, and we also encourage active youth engagement in the implementation of the 2030 agenda. Since established in 2011, our office, UN OSCE, has organized various activities and events to facilitate active youth participation in the implementation of the 2030 agenda, including the SDGs Youth Summer Camp, where young people gather to enhance their knowledge of the SDGs and to provide their own innovative solutions to the global challenges using the design thinking methodology. The right bottom and the pictures showing our youth summer camp that has happened every year, and we gathered lots of college students. 2 years ago, many students came from the foreign countries, but due to the COVID-19, we only accommodate the students living in Korea. No matter what their nationalities are. But it's very important to get lots of audience, especially the young college students, to get together and discuss something. Especially sometimes we had hybrid format to invite some students and discuss very closely. I think it's a very good, trial to get a good result. Okay, I think it's this last slide. On September 20th, just a couple of days ago, maybe you remember that on that day, BTS had showed up on the internet. That day, the SDG moment took place at the beginning of the UN's General Assembly. The Assembly's high-level week took place on annual spotlight on the Sustainable Development Goals. At the SDG moment, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said, I quote, "It will be easy to lose hope, but we are not hopeless or helpless. We have a path to recovery if we choose to take it," end quote. And here, I stand to join the Secretary General in his vision of hope as I see in the eyes of young generations the hope that could lead us into a better future, where the SDGs are no longer the goals to achieve, but the reality for all to enjoy. So I kindly ask all of you to continue to show your commitment and support to keep the promise of the Sustainable Development Goals and secure a more sustainable, peaceful, and inclusive world. Thank you for your attention. Sorry, Beth.
I'm not kicking you out, but my turn. Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. I'm sure we took out of this, all of us took something out of this presentation. As civilizations grow and develop, environmental issues are really becoming a real thing, and frameworks like SDGs help us keep on track and help us focus on what is really necessary and important. And really, at the end of the day, all of us have to become a Greta Thunberg from now on. We have to take initiative in our hands, stop talking, less words, more action. So thank you so much, Tongyu Park, for this wonderful presentation. Unfortunately, he has to leave us a little bit early due to prior commitments, but we're still very grateful for giving us the time of your day and giving this really great presentation. So let's give him one more round of applause. Thank you. Before our final presentations, let's let them leave quietly. Before we hear the final presentation, let's watch this very special clip that the Bridge International has prepared, talking about the journey that our participants have embarked on during the last 8 weeks. So here it goes.
Hi, how are you doing? I am super excited to have you over here because I have something really great to tell you about.
Have you ever been worried about environmental issues, especially in our region in Asia Pacific? There's some really, really serious stuff going on. I want to tell you about a program that helps wannabe entrepreneurs create solutions that will solve environmental problems in our region in Asia Pacific. So come along with me. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. So Asia Pacific Innovation Challenge is about different people with different backgrounds, Korean, foreigners, getting together and defining the problems that the environment here has, and then working together to create real sustainable solutions that can be implemented and that can really make a change in our region. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's 8 weeks from August 2nd to September 30th, where the teams work together to create some really, really exciting projects. So our program was split into 2 parts.
Week 1, orientation.
Team number 1,
We are team 2.
3, ready. Team number 4, are you ready? Team 5, okay, there you go. Team number 6. For the first part, 6 teams work together on defining the problem.
Week 2, problem definition.
There's lots of causes of deforestation, and
That they will be working on defining their target customer, target users, and interviewing those target users and customers.
Week 3, market and stakeholders.
Simple little graph. It divides your stakeholders between the and ideating their solution.
Week 4, solution ideation.
What is an
I-
idea?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Idea is something that coming from our knowledge or coming from our brain. That's to think about.
Process of making an idea.
After that, they had a midterm presentation.
Team Amazonians, and I'll be presenting our research and findings pertaining to it.
So diving further into the problem, Indonesia is one of the countries that has grade 3 copper loss from 2002 to 2020.
Our team chose the target country as Nepal, which considers river as the sacred as well as the lifeblood of the city.
The issue we're introducing today is the protection of the biosystem of the mangroves in Indonesia.
Team's topic was plastic waste, so we focus on Indonesia, which is the 2nd largest plastic waste polluted country in the world.
Where all the 6 teams presented some really exciting ideas for solutions that made us really thrilled to see what next will be coming our way.
Applaud you for your enthusiasm and hard work.
Solutions which are very innovative.
It's a very extremely exciting way to spend the Friday evening in this pandemic era, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Really want all of you to keep working together for this goal, even after this program. And thanks so much, and hope to see you again.
From the 6 teams, we chose 3 that went on to the next part of the program.
Week 5, business model canvas.
Things change, right?
Week 6, prototype and testing.
Explain a bit about
Our key partners,
Week 7, storytelling. Week 8, pitching.
1, 2, 3. So after so many weeks of working together, creating solutions, working on business models, we have finally come to the finale of our program. Our final 3 teams will be presenting during the 4th Forum of Ministers and Environmental Authorities in Asia Pacific in Suwon, and we think they're gonna make a real splash in the region. Thank you. presentations will be absorbed and given feedback to by our wonderful panel of experts, starting with Young-Soo Lee from the Korea Environment Institute, whom you've already met and listened to his wonderful presentation. We also have here from the Embassy of Vietnam, First Secretary Mai Tuan Viet. And last but not least, we have Jin-Seol Hwang, the CEO of the Bridge International. So let's give them a round of applause. We're looking forward to hearing what you have to say about the team's presentations. The teams already know this, but I would like to remind the experts that there's 10 minutes for pitching of the project, and then you have 5 minutes to showcase the feedback. Maybe ask questions, but mostly give feedback what you thought about the presentation. The order of presentation is as follows. We have Green Booster for the Planet, also known as Team 1, the Conservers, known as Team 3, and Indo-X-Plus, known as Team 6. So we will start now, and I would like to ask Green Booster for the Planet to please come to the stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Eun-Hye Lee, a participant in the Asia Pacific Environmental Innovation Challenge for the last 2 months. Thank you all for accompanying us on this wonderful journey. Today, I like to share the story of an Indonesian girl named Andriani. Please remember her beautiful smile because you won't see it for a while. So, Andriani is 23 years old from a place called North Sumatra. Currently, she is studying at KAIST in the Graduate School of Green Growth, and she dreams of working for SKENS after graduation. She hopes that the expertise she gains at KAIST will help her launch an ESG career. Her family supports her studies in Korea because they love the environment here. Having operated a fishery business for generations, they understand the importance of a healthy ecosystem, but decreasing revenues from fishing are a major concern. So, what's been troubling Andriani recently? Well, the most immediate problem is that in Korea, it is super hard to find a job. Also, Andriani told us that her family business is in decline due to the loss of mangroves, since they provide protection from natural disasters and maintain the integrity of the land. With excessive aqua farming, 40% of the mangroves in Indonesia have disappeared over the past 3 decades. Andriani is sure that her hometown looks different from what she remembered, and she is afraid of losing a place to call home. Is this the end of the world for Andriani? Of course not. She has got friends in Korea, and that's us, Green Booster team. While taking a class together, Hangle, Tongyi, and I decided to work together to figure out a viable solution for Andriani, and she is very excited about our plan. Also, Andriani's fellow Indonesian friend Archida, who is from KDI, also joined us to help her out. We want to help Andriani to launch a successful career in Korea, and we believe that the Asia Pacific Environmental Innovation Challenge is a great opportunity to do so. So let's jump into what we have explored so far. What we have in mind is very straightforward. The plan has to be a viable business idea in Korea. The mangroves in Indonesia needed to be protected. Also, Andriani's family and community needed to see a real benefit from it. In short, we believe that CDM is the most viable solution. CDM stands for a Clean Development Mechanism, which allows a country to implement an emission reduction project under the Kyoto Protocol in developing countries. We will focus on afforestation and reforestation CDM. There are few CDM projects in this area currently. We chose this business because Korea has an emission trading market and lots of big manufacturing companies. The companies could purchase carbon credits because there is an emission cap. Also, the yearly emission trading volume is steadily increasing in Korea, and this is expected to continue to grow in the future. GBP Indonesia will help Korean companies acquire their CERS, that is certified emission reductions, through afforestation and reforestation of mangroves. Also, GBP Indonesia will initiate projects with the local NGOs such as Blue Ventures and Blue Forest from Indonesia to plant mangroves in Indonesia. GBP Korea will reach out to local companies in need of CERS to offset their carbon footprint. Our revenue stream will be selling Korea offset credit and providing consulting services to big companies in Korea. Once we acquire CERS from the UNFCCC, we could exchange these CERS for KOC on the Korea Exchange. Additionally, we could participate in the Bridge Impact Donation crowdfunding to receive startup seed money. Indonesia is a very big country, so we want to focus on two regions as a start: North Sumatra and Lombok. North Sumatra has lost almost 90% of its mangroves, and Lombok has also seen a huge loss of mangrove forest and land use due to abrasion. Now, let me explain briefly the concrete services to be provided. First of all, we have identified our key partner as in Indonesia, the National Committee for the Clean Development Mechanism. They are in charge of this issue and handle the process of the whole project. We will offer 4 services for our clients, which can be summarized as the NMI. That is, delivering a project design document, negotiating with the relevant counterparts, monitoring the whole progress, and informing clients of the project progress and CERS application progress. In order to receive CDM project approval from the UNFCCC, GBP Korea must follow the steps illustrated in the graph on the right, as well as the ARA001 methodology on afforestation and reforestation of mangroves. This is just a very basic illustration of our prototype website. This is a website that helps clients to understand and track the status. The application would be really helpful. Transparency about the project progress and excellent customer service are the keys to our business. Next, we believe this business idea can solve both of Andriani's problems. Mangrove forests absorb a large amount of CO2 emissions with a carbon price level of $5,875 per ton. The potential revenue from afforestation and reforestation is $2,890,500 in 28 years. This would support Andriani's family and community back home, and the experience and expertise gained from this work would also help her to secure a good job in Korea. There are several risks involved in this business, such as market risks, administrative barriers in Indonesia, and approval and monitoring risks. To reduce these risks, we will need to work closely with the various stakeholders and relevant authorities. Andriani's dream is not limited to this. While working with us, she noticed that the degradation of mangroves is not only a problem to Indonesia, but also a problem for China and other parts of the world. So her wildest dream is to expand her career beyond Korea and to a bigger stage. We wish her the best of luck, and together we will make a more sustainable future. Thank you for listening to Andriani's story. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's save those mangroves and let's help Andriani. Experts, you have now 5 minutes to give feedback. What did you think?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. My first son is 23 years old. So this event is very special to me. So I'm very happy. Anyway, I will give my brief comments on first presentation. I enjoy your presentation. As you know, mangrove forest restoration projects are recognized as one of the well-known sustainable practices for its ecosystem productivity and the diverse opportunities mangrove can offer for the local communities. With the engagement of a private cooperation in your business model, the proposal also has the potential to fulfill the environmental, social, and governance management aspect for the cooperation. Furthermore, mangrove forests are the prime example for the nature-based solution for its ability to store carbon, provide breeding grounds for marine biodiversity, and protect against extreme weather events. Good job in incorporating all of these elements into your solution. And I'd like to add one thing. To plan and implement some project between at least two countries, it's not easy. So your enthusiasm and your great effort is required. So keep on going on that project. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I know, actually, I used to working for CDM project 10 years ago in a consulting company, so I really understand that this mechanism is very complicated. As a student, it's amazing that you guys understand this mechanism and try to apply to solve the environmental problems. So I want to give you a big compliment about it. And then I know that even though I think using this is like an international standard such as CDM is a very effective and efficient way to tackle climate change issue. But at the same time, as you mentioned, there are many like stakeholders. We need to meet their needs and we need to pursue them. So it is not easy things. So through this program, you may have a great team, and then I really want you to keep improving your idea and solution. And someday, probably all of you or some of them, you guys collaborate and will implement this project and then share your story again like this stage in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
In a couple of years' time, hopefully we'll meet you again to hear what were the results of this project. But we'll be following you closely. A big challenge bears great fruit. Thank you, Green Booster for the Planet, team number 1. Thank you for your presentation. And now I would like to ask on the stage the conservers, formerly known as Team 3. Angela.
Hi, good afternoon. On behalf of Team 3, I am Angela, and I will be presenting our topic, which is about deforestation. But specifically, we chose deforestation because of forest fires. So before we get started, I want to ask all of you, who here has seen a peatland area? Can I get like a show of hands? Who here has seen? Quite a few. Thank you, thank you. So maybe we can understand a little bit more through Ciella's eyes.
Namaku Sela dan teman-temanku bernama Reno, Indi, dan Ibok. Kepada teman-temanku di seluruh Nusantara. Pohonnya kering begini.
Inilah api terjadi kebakaran pada tahun 2015 yang sangat sulit untuk dipadamkan oleh karena apinya sangat tinggi. Air sungainya sangat kering, jadi kami sangat sulit untuk memadamkannya. Itulah makanya kita jaga hutan itu jangan kita terbakar. Kalau hutan kita terbakar, siapa yang rugi?
Iya ya, kita juga yang rugi.
Kita sangat rugi semuanya. Mana kita tidak mendapatkan udara, mana hasil-hasil hutan tidak bisa dimanfaatkan oleh masyarakat. Yang disebut sekarang ini kalau kamu sekolah itu kan ada HHBK, hasil hutan bukan kayu. Jadi banyak hasil kita dalam hutan ini yang bisa kita manfaatkan kalau hutan itu terjaga. Jadi adanya dari sini ke depan generasi kamu untuk berpuluh-puluh tahun ke depan, kamu itulah yang menjaga hutan itu, yang menikmatinya nanti kamu itulah.
Oh begitu, Pak.
Jadi dari sini ke depan jangan bermain api dalam hutan.
Sobat, ayo kita jaga hutan kita supaya lestari. Sampai jumpa, dadah.
So you've met our friends, Ciella, and yeah, they're very cute, right? So safe to say, based from the video, we can say that peatland is a forest on water and is considered one of the most important forests in the world, as it not only hosts high biodiversity, but it keeps the climate cool as it absorbs tons and tons of carbon. So our job is to keep it that way and get people informed. So what do I mean by this? Well, since peatlands store huge amount of carbon, and when they're dried, they're highly susceptible to fire. And with peatland fires, they are a major source of greenhouse gas emissions. And Central Kalimantan in Indonesia is one of the 7 forest fire hotspots in the country, specifically on peatland forest fires. So this can not only give way to environmental, but socioeconomic stress. So our product informs authorities and its citizens whenever major trigger of peatland forest fire occurs. Let's say like low to no presence of water, high temperature, or if there's a presence of smoke indicating that there's a fire already. So right now, the only information that people have is the satellite data found in a website that monitors above the canopy of the forest cover in Indonesia, and it adds new data in less than an hour. So a delay of information leads to a delay in disaster response, leading to more losses. Whereas our product detects ground temperatures and other triggers in addition to satellite data. Other than that, people will be informed through text messages and app notifications. So for those in remote areas, we can relay the message through sound system. The information includes locations of the nearest evacuation centers, hospitals, fire brigades, or the necessary aid that one needs. With this, decision makers can anticipate the disaster and will be able to respond promptly. So not only will the government and the people benefit from the system, but the private sectors can also purchase specific data or pay subscription fees for their own use. We can also expand disaster preparedness by selling our ground sensor device to forest-dependent industries. All of this profit will be reinvested into the system in addition to the government subsidy. So in this way, we can contribute to the low-carbon development strategy, so specifically on sustainable reforestation and peatland restoration. Not only that, but we can enjoy the various socioeconomic and environmental benefits that is aligned to SDG 11 and 15. Our team comprising of 4 amazing people from different backgrounds, from South Korea, Indonesia, and the Philippines, agreed on a simple cause. And that is to protect the environment and people like Ciella with the power of information, which gives importance to knowledge, safety, and well-being by delivering up-to-date information for better disaster management. Lastly, our team would like to thank Asia Pacific Environment and Innovation Challenge for providing us an opportunity to share our ideas beyond our borders. Thank you.
Thank you. This team is on fire, although it's preventing fires. Now, our experts, it's your turn to tell us what you think about what you heard.
Thank you for your presentation. One of our honorable cardinal left a very famous saying. It took 70 years from head to heart. Although I'm not in my 70s, recently I felt some event felt in my heart, especially wildlife fire. Australia, Indonesia, USA, it's a great disaster for our human being. So your idea is very precious to me. The early warning system is one of the adaptive measures for climate change to help communities prepare for hazardous climate-related events. With so many wildfires in Indonesia, this solution has all the potential to be a successful project between the governments in developing countries and the international development partners. In particular, capacity building for adaptation and resilience to climate change has been one of the key priority areas for cooperation. The international community continues to make its effort to mobilize finances to support the developing countries in order to reduce their vulnerability to climate change. As such, I think this solution proposal is timely and in line with the development cooperation agenda. Good job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Thanks so much for your presentation again. And actually, throughout all the process, last like 2 months, I can see how passionate you are about these solutions, and I really, want to expect that how this model will be developed in the future. And then, before I give my comment, I'm just wondering how much do you need in order to develop this prototype? Is there any a budget use?
Thank you for asking this question. So we are expected that the cost is around 2,000,000.49 million USD. It's broke down.
It's around $2,000 for the basic components, but in addition to the labor, it's around 4 million won.
Okay.
For just one device.
Yeah. So the reason I asked this question is that it seems like making the prototype is not that costly, right? So you guys can start very small, like a prototype the model. So as you know, WTO we are running a crowdfunding platform, and which is very suitable for you to start your the business probably in the future. So I really want you to encourage you to utilize our crowdfunding platform, and you guys can make the good prototype and implement. And I will be very pleased if I can see your final outcome, how people satisfied through your outcome of your project. Thank you so much, and I really like it. Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
attention.
Thank you, experts, and thank you, Team 3. Thank you, conservers. It was a pleasure to have you here on stage. And last but not least, I would like to welcome Indo-X-Plus, formerly known as Team 6. Let's give her an encouragement.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys are doing okay today. We are Indo-X-Plus, and I am Hae-ryung Kim, the presenter of today's pitch. Our team's topic was plastic waste, so we focus on Indonesia, which has the second highest share of mismanaged plastic waste in the world. With a population of 250 million, 1 million tons of plastic waste are generated in Indonesia, and 70% of that is going to the landfill. Since the country lacks waste management facilities and systems, the total plastic recycling rate is only 7%. Compared to the larger islands, small islands in Indonesia have weaker waste management systems and therefore are suffering more with plastic waste. Because of this, we decided to choose Gili Island, a group of small islands located between Bali and Lombok, as our target region. In Gili Island, there are about 5,100 residents, and more than 50% of the local community is working for the tourism sector. However, 15 tons of solid waste are abandoned on the island daily, with only 10% of it being recycled, making the tourist destinations and, most importantly, the local community polluted. The core stakeholders who are affected by this are waste pickers, the local community, and Gili Eco Trust, which is an environmental NGO working in Gili Island. Among these stakeholders, we decided to focus on the pain points of the waste pickers after interviewing with the project manager of Gili Eco Trust. She has encountered a lot of waste pickers in her life, and she said that even though waste pickers play a crucial role in waste management, the waste they collect is not appreciated economically and socially. Because of this, most of them feel that their work is not worth enduring the unsanitary conditions, and some feel burdened at the fact that they have to go through irregular routes every day to collect waste. So in order to help the waste pickers and ultimately enhance Gili Island's waste management systems, we decided to work on the waste collection and transportation part among the 4 waste management phases. What we designed is a plastic collection vending machine where both local residents and waste pickers can use. When local residents put plastic bottles inside the machine, it will collect and calculate the weight. And based on this measurement, local residents can get discounts or exchange coupons for the local markets. The waste pickers will collect the waste inside the vending machine, and they can also get money exchangeable vouchers based on the weight of the plastic collected. In this slide, I want to tell you why we focus on the vending machine and our competitive point. First, our vending machine can act as a central collection point for waste pickers. Previously, they had to collect waste in all regions. However, with this vending machine, they can save time and cost to collect, sort, and transport plastic waste to the recycling center. Next, it can increase local community participation in recycling through economic incentives. Not only would people learn how to recycle by actually using the vending machine, they would actually be motivated to recycle by themselves through the reward system. Lastly, by the vending machine collecting good quality plastic waste, it will be easier for the waste pickers to sort the waste. Among other similar vending machines, IndoXPlus vending machine is special in a way that we engage waste pickers in the waste management process. Whereas other vending machines only aim for recycling, our team aims to enhance the livelihoods of waste pickers by giving them economic profits. Next, I will explain the business model by showing the cash flow of our project. By selling the plastic waste collected in the vending machine to the final plastic waste processing industry in Surabaya, which is a bigger island next to Gili Island, we will receive 3,500 rupiah per kilograms of waste without any middlemen involved. Of this profit, 2,000 rupiah will be spent for buying the discount or exchange coupons for the users of the vending machine. This will make our total revenue 1,500 rupiah per plastic waste, which we would use on paying the cost of our project, like the maintenance fee or the management fee. Since it will be hard for us to sustain only with the revenue from the vending machine, we are also planning to add advertising to our revenue stream by allowing local SMEs to put advertisements on the vending machine. Our business expansion plan is consisted in 3 steps. First, we would initially start in one region and try to expand to other regions by adding more vending machines within 6 months. Second, we would try to adapt high technology like solar energy, AI, and IoT in the vending machine within a year to enhance the functions of the vending machine. Lastly, we would try to establish new green stores and implement deposit schemes within 3 years to make our idea more innovative. With our approach, we expect to support SDG 13, climate action, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, and SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, by enhancing the economic livelihoods of waste pickers and ultimately upgrade the poor waste management systems in Gili Island. I want to end the presentation by explaining why our team is perfect for solving this problem. Here are our 4 fantastic teammates from different countries who aim to make Indonesia green again. First of all, I as a team leader have various experiences in business planning, so I will be in charge of strategic planning. Ahmad, who is our Indonesian, will be mostly in charge of communicating with the local Indonesian community. Haeyoung Kim, who is currently researching solid waste management in a local public institute, will be our researcher and a risk manager. And lastly, Kwang will be our tech developer, and since he has also participated in a lot of business projects, he will be our consultant, giving us team insights on how to develop our project. Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you want to know more about our project, please feel free to ask us.
Oh, thank you. Teamwork makes the dream work, doesn't it? Without further ado, experts, it's your time to showcase your feedback.
Thank you for your presentation. I have one question. Would you explain the name of your IndoX Plus? Is it acronym?
Yeah, it's acronym for the PLAS is an acronym for plastic. So X means no plastic. So we aim to make zero plastic in Indonesia.
Okay. I understand clearly, and it's suitable for your project. I think this is a good example of how simple technology can change our consumers' behavior. This project has the potential to drive real change of consumers' habits. In the world that we are living in with lots of plastics, the support of awareness of public decisions with the public's interaction in the plastic waste collection recycling system, and by providing public with valuable feedback, such as credits or coupon, I think the solution can lead to major initiatives that can foster behavior change that are needed to make transition to a green circular economy. Recently, circular economy is one of very important field in environment. And I am an engineer, chemical engineer. So this is easier to me. Anyway, I enjoy your presentation very well. Thanks so much.
Okay, I like your presentation and solution. And as you know, environment issue is a very how can I say? It's related to other country. Even the plastic waste issue, we might think it's a very localized issue, but I think that your solution can be applicable and expandable even to other country or community. So you guys make a great, global team members, and then using this solution, I hope this one will be implemented and also make a big influence to other country. I really want to keep supporting your ideas and hope to see you again in another stage. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Let's give another round of applause for Team 6. Thank you so much for your awesome presentation. So I don't know what's happening. Yes. Okay. Found my slide. So, congratulations, teams. This is really the end, and you have worked so hard for the last 8 weeks. We are super proud that you, where you got us, what you showed us today. You are amazing. I know I've said it a million times, but I really mean it. But now it's time to find out the big unknown, right? So, just FYI for the guests here. We had our final presentations actually last week, and the team, the Bridge International team, has known the results of who is what place since last week, but we had to keep it a secret. But today, finally today, we can share it with all of you. And first of all, I just want to say that there are absolutely no losers in Asia Pacific Environmental Innovation Challenge. In fact, all of the teams are winners in our eyes. And they all have presented, as you have just heard, solutions that have a chance to become really sustainable products or services. However, some of them resonated more with the judges than others. So we do have a place 3, 2, 1. Without further ado, for the third place, the bronze medalist, the fierce contender, I would like to first ask Jin-Sol Hwang of the Bridge International to come to the stage, as he will be presenting the award of 1 million Korean won to the team that will be taking place number 3. So, who is it? Third place goes to the Conservers, Team 3. Congratulations, Team 3. Let's take a picture. Wow. Third place. I would just like to add that every single team, all 3 teams, will be given the opportunity to raise their funds for their projects on the Bridge International donation crowdfunding platform, and we will let you know the details through email. But so we have place number 1 or place 1, place 2. So we're going to announce the first place first, because I think everybody wants to know who's going to be number 1. So the award will be presented by no other than Young-Soo Lee of Korea Environment Institute. So please come to the stage so that we can announce that big unknown. So are you ready? Are you ready to find out who is number 1? Indo X-Plus, Team 6, congratulations! Congratulations. They did not expect it, did they? Woo! And yes, it's 3 million won that they're getting. Woo! That means the vending machines are gonna happen. Congratulations! Woo! Thank you, Indo X-Plus team. We have great expectations of you, but I know everybody already knows who got place number 2, but still, nonetheless, we would like to present them the award. So to present the second place award and 2 million Korean won, I would like to ask Mr. Mai Tuan Viet of the Embassy of Vietnam to come to the stage. And the second place winners, Green Booster for the Planet, formerly known as Team Number 1, come to the stage. Woo! Yay! Runner-ups. Runner-up, second place. That's amazing. And thank you. Like I mentioned, I'll repeat myself one more time. All the teams will be given access and will be given the opportunity to raise funds on the Bridge International's donation crowdfunding platform. So we really do expect you to keep on going. You have an opportunity to raise funds, really create those solutions that you have ideated so beautifully. So we're waiting for what will happen. But really, really, all of you deserve a round of applause, which we've given you several already. For me, all of you are number one. There's no number two, number three. You're like all number one in my heart. And the Bridge International team had lots and lots of fun running this challenge. And believe me when I say that we will be missing our Tuesday evenings with you. It really brought, I know staying up late and, sitting in front of the computer doesn't sound like fun, but it was really fun for us, also for the organizers. And we really hope that you'll keep on working on those solutions and really, really create impact for good in the Asia Pacific region. Because like it was mentioned today by our esteemed guests, the change begins with you. You are the ones who hold the key to the future. You're the ones who will make an impact and who will help us solve all those issues that we're facing right now. I would like to also thank the Ministry of Environment and Korea Environment Institute for giving us this great opportunity. Thank you, expert panelists, for the feedback and insights that you have provided us today. And thank you, fellow organizers, for all your hard work during the past months. The magic really happened because of you. It did. And also, thank you, online viewers, for joining us today. We cannot see you, but I'm sure you can see me. This is the end of the live stream. So we have to